Greetings and welcome to the Dubbcast. I'm your host Selah, shouting out to you here from Adonai Studios. We got our special host, Mizz Beats, joining me today. It's going to be a fun show today as we do the weekend rate recap and do some yoga advice from Heather and just some good vibes here at the Dubbcast today. So stay tuned. This is the Dubbcast. Big love and unity from the Dubb. Right, how's everybody doing out there tonight? We got the new format with Miss Baby Beats here next to me. How you doing today, Miss Beats?
Doing good.
Yeah, feeling good today?
Feeling ready.
Are you ready after the blood moon? Did you get to see the eclipse?
No.
No, it was at 5 in the morning.
I would have just gone to bed probably a couple hours before.
Well, I dipped out for the blood moon for 1 second. I got to see it for 1 second out here on the coast, and because it was the middle of the night, but something woke me up, made me think something was going on. So I went out there and caught the last little second of it and actually got to catch the blood moon. And what was incredibly interesting about that was there was no clouds in the sky. So there was no jets had been flying over for some reason, just I guess so everybody could see the eclipse. And anyways, I was just checking out how it made the Milky Way like shine, and you could see Mars so clearly that Mars looked up close and you could see the stars behind Mars. It was really a strange experience. I rarely ever have seen the planet so clearly. So that was wild. The blood moon made an interesting aura come across the night sky. So
And you have quite the view here.
Ominous. Yeah, we do have quite the view. So it was an ominous event here on the beach. And then we have a hurricane coming through today. Nicole is hitting the lower Florida area and rolling up the side, but shouldn't be too bad up this way or even down there. Look like they got 70 miles, 60 mile an hour gusts on the coast, and then it's going to ease back as it comes up here. So we should be good to go. But we've had one little hurricane this year, so not too bad on the hurricane season this year.
We got off good.
Yeah, we got off good. We've had some real wreckers in the last couple of years. So had the biggest hurricane we had in 50 years, just like 5 years ago. So that was wild, but we're always prepared and always ready for the hurricanes. And I don't know what they tell you on the news, but I don't think they're getting any worse or any more frequent, but we usually have at least 3 roll up the coast every season that come close by, and usually one will probably touch down. Usually it's a 1 or 2 category, not too bad. So we've been lucky this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We should have some weather coming up the coast today, here Wednesday on the 9th of November.
Are you going to surf?
I surfed the last couple of days. Yeah, it already sent a nice swell through. Actually, it was pounding huge on Sunday, and I paddled out on my little mini board, my Carl Heverly, of course, and caught a bunch of waves, and I had a big hold. I got held down hard and just kind of, it was pretty big, and I just came in after that. I had a little gasp for air, so I caught one more quick one and came in, but it was nice and big and mushy, so I just kept going real deep. So I went real deep on this wave where I just somehow I got held under. Just sometimes you get upside down and pinned on the bottom and you don't know where the top is, and you don't get enough air because you dropped in and you didn't take a good breath before you dropped in. So that was the end of my day for that. But
sometimes Mother Nature just has to step in and show who's boss.
The ocean is the boss at all times. So we're good, though. It's been a good surf season already. So the sand is set up for the wintertime surf, and that's when it gets big around here. So it's already starting to get big. That was the first big swell of the season. So we're stoked. Definitely stoked. Got some cool footage from Brett Barley. He was up there on the Outer Banks, up there at Rodanthe area and at the lighthouse. And go check out Brett Barley's Instagram. He's got some barrels that look like Skeleton Bay or something out there. So pretty amazing. Anyways, welcome everybody. This is the Dubbcast, if you didn't know, and we are gearing up for a big season coming up here this winter. Selah is on the road this week. Live Saturday night from the Rabbit Trap. Broadcasting live at 8 o'clock on all major platforms. Performing all of our newest hits and our latest material for all the fans out there. Also, check us out on November 17th at the Alcove Beer Garden here in Wilmington, North Carolina. The show starts at 6 o'clock. We'll be broadcasting live at 6 as well. Check it out at the Alcove Beer Garden in Wilmington. For more information, check us out at SelahDubb.com. Big love and unity from the Dubb.
Yes.
How was your weekend? So how was your weekend?
I don't even remember.
You don't remember? Do you remember Saturday night? Saturday night.
Oh, yes.
How was that?
It was a good challenge.
Yes, what a challenge. Well, we had a good week of shows, right? Last week we had a little blowout for the first night and the second night tests. But then this week we had some excellent shows, killer simulcasts. I came back at it with a new attitude, created a different kind of set, and actually slowed down all the music. But then I worked so hard on writing new music last week that what we were joking about on Saturday night was I ended up coming to the show after working so hard. I was just like overdone. I had this weird headache, like I've been thinking too hard. And I was like on stage with this crazy headache. Like sometimes you have to power through. So I was powering through the show. We did great. Everything was fine, but had this strange headache like I'd just been studying for exams or something.
I think we pulled it off. I was pleased
Yeah.
that they got into it. It's kind of like maybe the country vibe of a beach.
Well, Surf City, that spot of Surf City is our classic spot because, you know, we moved down from the Brass Pelican. That's right where the Brass Pelican is. And actually, TJ from the Brass Pelican works right next door. That's kind of how I got that gig. And he's got a CBD shop next door to Just Mike's. Anyways, we played at Just Mike's, and that's kind of a hard room for us because they kind of like country music and they're more of a top 40 little crew. And so night after night I play there, it's always like a tough night. You got to really work crowd hard, but it was an easy crowd. They had a great time, everybody, and so we're doing good. We're on track, and this girl right here is just blowing out the shows at a different level. You don't realize it, but you're taking your skills to another level after all these years. You're now just doing music like I can't believe it. So thank you. She's killing it. As we get out there, you got to catch the shows. We've been simulcasting all our shows, broadcasting them on Facebook and Instagram. Check it out on my Mark Evangelist Facebook or on Selah Dubb Facebook or on Instagram for Selah Dubb. And check out the live shows because it's fun. We do a different set every week and we broadcast once a week. And the last couple of weeks have been good. I finally got the sound really good. So that's taken me years and years to be able to simulcast a really good show with great sound. So it's been good for sure, indeed. So you've been up to anything new?
Yeah, I'm enjoying a meditation group on Mondays.
Oh yeah,
Monday nights. Yeah, that's been nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Into that deep meditation. I'm going to ask you about that at the end of this, and you're going to explain meditation a little bit. Give us a little demonstration. I think that'll be cool. And all right. So we went hard, talked about the weekend, on approach, and we're getting ready to record. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We got new hits.
I like the studio.
The new album's going to be called Lion Star. I didn't know if I haven't told you that, but
no, that's news to me.
The new album is called Lion Star, and we got like all kinds of new material for that. I got a whole new approach. Ready for that?
I like to change it up.
So we're gonna go for I'm inspired by Town and Lovers Rock, and my inspiration on this album is super groove, like the super groove. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We
that
get into that. We have
makes you
super
chair
groove.
dance a little.
Yeah, the whole album is that. That's kind of the theme. You know what I'm saying? Like two people. The whole album is like an album you can put on the turntable if you got the album, and you and your girlfriend could just dance all night. You know, through every song. So get ready. We're going to release the singles for Lion Star every week for the next probably 3 months. It's going to take us a while. It's going to be like once every 3 weeks. We'll be releasing the singles. And my goal is just to kind of just do the singles, get them all out, and then put out the album like that. It's kind of a different approach, but I feel like I just want to just work on each song individually.
I think that's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? That's my new approach. Like usually we go in there and try to do a whole bunch of songs and do them in one session or something, then go on top of that.
We got the time, so
yeah, we got the time.
Let's do it. It's winter.
Let's do it like the Beatles, right? So, anyways, show has become super fun. I've been really stoked about the way tour is going and everything. And I'm really stoked about our new direction this winter, getting ready to go out towards our old home stomping ground up in the mountains, and hopefully out west and down to Florida. That's hopefully we get out to Colorado this year. Speaking of Colorado, speaking of going out west, have you seen Leisure McCorkle's tour? I showed you the picture.
Yeah.
So anyways, Leisure decided to go on tour out west in the middle of winter. He's a good friend of ours. We grew up playing music with him. He had a group called Funkenstein and Misguided Youth, and Leisure McCorkle, his little ensemble he does, and they went on tour across the whole country, but they went straight out to the Rocky Mountains in the middle of the snowy season, right when it starts. So I got pictures of him. He's had a flat tire, stuck in the snow, and had to get towed out by the salt truck.
No.
He got hit by a deer. A deer came and ran in the side of his van.
And he's going.
He had a I told you the flat tire was on the trailer. So he didn't have a spare for that one. So that ended up being so he's had
that's never good.
4 incidences. He's been through Oregon. He's in Utah. He's in California. He's been all around. So he's been doing a huge tour. So check out Leisure McCorkle's tour if you're friends with Leisure. I'd like to big up his project, and I'm proud of him for going for a solo tour across the country like that in the middle of winter. It's ambitious and
that's
gutsy.
Awesome. Hopefully it's a good vacation for him.
Yeah, a little pay. We're just doing the love of music. He's definitely doing it for the love of music now at this point. So he's getting to see the whole country. So that's awesome. And check out Burt Ray's new setup. Burt Ray's got a new thing going on. It's Forest and Factory. It's pretty cool. It's like he's like a musical Instagram model. So check out Burt Ray's new thing, Forest and Factory. He gets up there and keeps the traditional bluegrass vibes alive and the traditional country vibe alive. Plays banjos and mandolin. Burt played music
Mountain
with us.
funky.
He was our original bass player. So big up the Forest and Factory. I thought that was really cool. Checking his stuff out there. It's on Instagram and on Facebook.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, Burt Ray Blues. That's his real project. Him and Mitch Cooper and Dave Wall. And let's see what else we got going here. Snowstorms and flat tires. Oh, do you remember? Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Oh dear.
We're talking now. Or some kicking. Glass of water. Now, do you remember going to Nashville?
Oh, yes, I do.
That trip was a blur to me, but I want to go back to Nashville.
Okay, I can remember the first place we played.
That tour was with Tomo.
Tomo White Dread.
What was that? I went to Nashville and picked him up.
Yeah, we picked him up and then we
brought
him to the coast and then went down the coast and then back to Nashville. And we made like a circle. Yeah, we dropped him off and then came back home.
And did we play in downtown Nashville? Did we play in Nashville on Broadway on the big street?
We started at, I don't remember the university, but it was a university, like a student club event. And then when we came back around, we played like like it's like a Eddie's Attic of Atlanta or the Evening Muse of Charlotte. It was kind of like a.
That's right.
I don't remember what it was called.
We were on Broadway. Were we downtown?
If it was downtown, it wasn't like in the big.
Anyways, I want to play in Nashville.
City Center.
We played some gig there, but I want to go back to Nashville. So anyone out there from Tennessee, Nashville area, or anything, hit me up. Let me know. I'm booking some gigs here this winter. And
my cousin, Christine.
I guess we can talk. Oh yeah, okay. Talk to Tomo too. I guess still around. We'll see what he's doing. Tomo White Dread. He used to know Bob Marley and stuff. Jamaica. Oh, we're going back to New Bern.
Awesome. I like it. We would always play like in the block, like a city park block kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just in the middle of downtown.
And then.
Remember? Oh, God. It's a fish.
We had a gig that we played at some pirate place, and my speakers didn't work. And we had a packed house, remember? And the speakers were making all that, and they were like crackling and screaming.
That's a nightmare.
Yes. Remember the night show? We never went back. And remember the other time that we played in New Bern? We had other technical difficulty.
Remind me, did the keyboard not work? Motif?
The only two gigs that have been canceled because of technical difficulties were in New Bern. And we're going back.
Third time's a charm.
Yes. You don't remember, but we were in New Bern when I was young, and the guy came to the show the week before at the Lazy Pirate, and we had a packed house, and he was like, I want you at my club next week. I said, we'll be there. And we at the Lazy Pirate, we had like 500 people, everybody dancing. It was like one of our best shows. So he's like, you guys are awesome. You'll do great at our place. And we went to New Bern, and I set up everything real smoothly on the dance floor.
I still don't remember yet.
Oh my God. Set up everything on the dance floor. We got it ready to go. We had Pat on the drums. You were ready to rock. We started rocking, but then my guitar went. It exploded. My guitar exploded. You don't remember that?
Oh.
And I couldn't get my guitar right for like, it wasn't long. It was like 2 minutes. I was down there with my guitar.
Those 2 minutes feel like 20 when it's happening.
And then someone in the crowd shouted, DJ, spin that shit.
Yes, I do remember that. But
I cut our power.
Yes.
And the DJ cranked up.
And that was it. We were shut down.
And that guy said, you're done.
You're done.
That was the only time that's ever happened to me.
The show could not go on.
Oh my gosh. And we were done. So if you've ever thought that we just have great moments all the time in front of bands like the Wailers, and we play with Pato Banton, and we have all these sometimes we have technical difficulties and they just cut us off.
I called them Selah Duds.
That was a Selah Dud. We always tell about a moment. That's what I'm doing from now on. I'm always telling some moment just to make all the musicians out there feel a little better about their situation.
Hey, it's reality.
So we're going back to New Bern.
It ain't all rock and roll.
Yes, January 27th. We will be at New Bern.
Cool. Which place? What's it called?
The place is called, you ready? Tap That.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Well, it's the theme. You always hear these words, but the theme is that it's a brewery. You get it?
Yes, I do. That's pretty punny.
So it's not like Dirty Dicks or nothing, but it's definitely got a funny name. All these places down here where we live, they're usually named after a fish or an ocean experience. So it's either a hurricane or a ballyhoo or
hot fish.
Or it could be a bird, could be a
pelican.
Could be a shark.
Yep.
This is going to be we're going to be tapping it.
Fins.
So tap that on January 27th in New Bern. That'll be fun indeed. So we're doing good here. We've got to take a little moment here and take a break to pay the bills. So crank up that music, DJ. Selah Dubbcast is brought to you by Carl Heverly Shapes. Check them out at carlheverlyshapes.com. Handmade surfboards in Emerald Isle, Carolina. Everything from 10-foot nose riders to pocket thrust and everything in between. Check out the series of squash mayhem shapes in all different sizes for the winter season at carlheverlyshapes.com. That's handmade surfboards by Carl himself in Isle, North Carolina. Carl Heverly Shapes. Check them out. Check out Live CBD in Wilmington, North Carolina, North Carolina's only CBD bar. The owner is a certified CBD coach with a medical background. Woman-owned and operated right here in Wilmington. Everything from Feel Better salves, CBD capsules, Delta 8 gummies, wide assortment of CBD products available at Live CBD, uptown in the Castle Street District in Wilmington, North Carolina. This is the Dubbcast. Big love and unity from the Dubb. Well, all right. How you making out there, baby Beats?
I'm still hanging strong.
All right. So you got anything new coming up this week in your yoga world? Have you been practicing a lot of yoga lately?
Yeah, I've been practicing with Donna Gardner at Wilmington Yoga Center a couple times a week, and there's a recovery yoga meeting on Saturdays that I go to, and I need to get back to Terra Soul. It's close to my house. It's awesome.
And did your yoga group find a new spot to do their thing?
Yeah, we are meeting on Saturdays at 12 p.m. at the building. It's called Hope Recovery Faith Center.
Okay.
And
I gotta turn off
it's
the stand right here.
kind of near the intersection of Wrightsville Avenue and Wilson Boulevard. It's 3403 Winston Boulevard. 12 p.m. Everybody's recovering from something.
Yep, I'm recovering from too much noise, too much bass. I need some ear recovery.
That was almost 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you mean the Whaler show? That was so loud. That was crazy. All right, so we're back to recording and we're in the studio. So for all the people out there who ever get into recording, my advice to you in the recording world is that you take your time and prepare 100% in every aspect. If you're going to record your own music, before you get into that final, you need to spend months just learning equipment, right?
Yes, your software.
And you need to prepare your tunes and get with your band you're playing with and do the simplest orchestration you can and have those parts all ready and in order and just do one song at a time, right?
Boot camp preparation.
Got to boot camp it.
Yep.
And my advice to anyone out there is just save a little bit of money and either go in the studio and record your main tracks there quickly live. It's going to sound better if you go and play live in the studio, right? Or record your main tracks at home and take them into the studio and have them beef them
engineer, up. Yeah, mix and master.
But utilizing your own local studio, I think, is number one key to just really getting the effect you have to get, because there's really no way to mix and master your music properly at home by yourself unless you have a nice little console and the right speakers and the right rack mount effects. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of experience. It takes a long time to figure all that out at home, especially by yourself.
Yeah, you need both the hardware outside and inside, because the outside hardware is going to be processing your live audio before it ever goes to the computer. And people don't realize how important that is. You have to have the right power amps and that kind of stuff. So just giving you some studio advice because we're going in the studio. So a little advice to everybody out there, because I have made a lot of recordings that I got really ambitious with and got to the end, and one little element was just wrong, right? And then you get to the end and you're like, oh, whatever, we didn't mix the bass on the right side, or Closeout City we made and we didn't bounce it to stereo properly. So in certain situations, on a cell phone, you couldn't hear it right. So you got to just take it to the studio. That's what I say, right?
I like the layers of the left and right sound.
Yeah, it's important. The layers are important, So we're getting ready to go in the studio and getting to record. This first song we're getting recorded is Every Day I'm Amazed by You. Did you know that?
I'm due now.
So that will be starting. We'll be prepping this week. So I'm going to do the main tracks at home with her, and then we will take that to the studio and have them finish it out for us for sure. So anyways, also coming up in the next couple of weeks, we're working on the YouTube channel. So check out our YouTube channel. We're releasing the old video On With The Mix. We have a remastered remix video, a whole new video done for On With The Mix. We're putting our Acousticast on there, and we're doing the Selah Dubb live shorts, which is a single. Every week we just record live, and we get some different guests to jump on these singles with us, our favorite singles we picked from Selah Dubb. And that's gonna be kind of a way to just blow the one song out to Instagram and all around, and kind of get crazy on the camera, and maybe run the green screen behind us.
Fun.
And get some people to holler around with us.
Making videos is awesome.
Maybe we'll get Joey jump on with us. Brother Joey, right?
Yeah.
And don't miss the Dubbcast. Every week we're getting real, I guess, responsible with it. And every week we're going to be giving you the Dubbcast. So don't miss that. We'll have the recap of the week and just us talking about whatever. And we'll have some new guests coming up soon, right? Hopefully we'll have Burt Ray pretty soon. Maybe we'll get up with Pato Banton again. And got a lot of different friends I want to get out with. The guys from Signal Fire. And just, some different fun things, and just to kind of get you guys cued in with what we're doing around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good times indeed. So anything else we're getting to before we get to the news? All right, it's time for the news. So this is our segment that we do every week. It's really fun, that Heather loves, and that is the news with Heather, with Baby Beats.
Having a little technical difficulty right now.
Well, we have a good thing we're talking with you today about breath. She's a yoga teacher, yoga instructor. She's very much an expert on breathing techniques that you can use before sports, before going live on stage, before exams, any kind of stressful moment in your life.
Surfing against Mother Nature out in the ocean.
Your breathing skills going. So she's going to give you 4 types of breathing that she knows with you earlier. We'll discuss that.
I didn't know I was going to lead the whole discussion.
Well, I'll go.
Tell me, you introduced the idea to me.
I don't remember. How did I introduce Andrew Huberman was talking about it?
Yeah,
Dr. Andrew Huberman. We like to listen to him, and he's always got some real good information. So Andrew Huberman had a little segment where he talked about the 4 types of breathing techniques that can be used for relaxation, for waking you up, for revving you up, and to get your heart rate and your metabolism to just settle down if you need to. And what else? He talked about the 5-minute meditation practice in this little segment. In that 5-minute meditation practice, to get people oriented and kind of started into it, that maybe might be intimidated about sitting down for a long period of time. But his studies show that the 5-minute meditation practice every day can be super effective.
An embodied meditation with the breath work at center.
So explain to us the 4 different types of breathing he talks about.
Um, I remember what he called the first one. It was new to me, but the concept makes a lot of sense. Is that breath that you have when you're sleeping, or like when you cry and you go.
That was the sigh technique.
So it's 2 inhales, like sips of air, and then the exhale after. So it's 3 parts.
How would you do that?
Like in, out.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 2 inhales and 1 exhale. I just call them like sips of air. So you, and then exhale out. And the idea is that as you inhale, the diaphragm drops down to make space for the lungs and heart. And when you exhale, the diaphragm rises back up. But the 2 sips of air in this breath allow the lungs to gather oxygen because there's more surface area. And then the exhale lowers the CO2 levels in the body, which helps detox and relax.
Very cool. And he was talking about how dogs do that. You see a dog do that before he lays down, kind of goes to sleep. He'll do a little double breath, or like a little kid when you were crying as a kid, and you get into that thing where you're sobbing so hard because you wanted your mom's attention or whatever, and you're double breathing because you're throwing a tantrum.
Because all the is exhaling, actually, essentially. So it kind of forces a reflex response of
the double
inhale.
breathing.
Yeah.
So that's the sigh technique. And then he was talking about what else?
A hyperventilation type breath.
That's one I don't like. I guess that's for the athletes who want to get themselves
this revs you up. Yeah.
Like if you're ready to go surf some crazy ways, I guess.
In yoga, we practice it as the breath of fire.
Okay. I don't like that.
It's it warms you up for sure.
You just hyperventilate?
You can start sweating just from like a minute or 2, but
yeah, I've seen those.
And what happens is you exhale and draw the navel back towards the spine, which forces everything out of the lungs. And then it causes a reflex of deep inhale, like forceful inhale. And you just force it out again. And it's like your stomach pumps back towards the spine on the exhale.
I've seen the Shaolin monks do this, and it seems dangerous. But I've seen
this one
Shaolin monk, like he can heat himself up.
Yeah.
They were taking his temperature, and he would heat himself up, like go from being in the cold to extreme heat, like that, and start breathing like that, like blowing out and breathing. It just seemed really dangerous.
Wouldn't be able to do it. Like I do it in the Bikram practice.
Okay.
And it's already so hot in there, and then this fast breath just
people
too
pass
much.
out.
Yeah, you can get
That's the
lightheaded.
Wim Hof. Wim Hof does. You know who Wim Hof is?
Mm-mm.
Wim Hof does that. He's like a athlete, kind of an athletic scientist, and does a lot of extreme cold. He does a lot of practice. He does a lot of He does a lot of stuff in extreme cold and uses his breathing. He went up Mount Everest in bare feet and shorts, and he did like.
Is he the guy that teaches people how to jump in ice cold water? Okay, yeah, I do. I know
Iceland and stuff and go swimming.
Yeah.
Wild man. But that's the Wim Hof technique to get yourself ready for crazy cold water. So if you're out there and ready to go surfing in the middle of the winter with just your bathing suit and no wetsuit on, just do the Wim Hof technique and you'll be fine.
I don't know if you'll be fine, but
it's all right. What are the other 2 techniques?
There's the box breathing.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah.
That's the best one, I think.
That one is, so there's 4 sides in a box.
This will calm you down.
And if you're a musician, you know the rhythm 4/4 count. So it's an inhale, a hold, an exhale, and hold. So if you think of a box, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, but you can extend the breath to 4. So in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, cool. That's very good for calming down anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And helps you focus,
definitely.
like bring the mind into focus.
And all these things have been scientifically, I mean, this study that Andrew Huberman was talking about, these are all been scientifically studied by him and different scientists.
Yeah, compared to regular meditation without a breath focus, they have found that the breathing or embodied breath work meditation will
Open up your channels, kind of.
oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
You kind of had a little brain fart. That's fine. Well, open up your mental channels basically, and open up your chakras and engage you. So when they were saying that after the technique has been, after the process has been done.
That's okay. See, now I remember. It's that you only need 5 minutes to see the results carry over after the session is over.
Mhm.
So it's when you use the body, it's like if someone is thinking too much and you tell them to think about how they're thinking, like process it in that moment, it's going to be overflow. And a lot of people, when you tell them to meditate, they feel that way, like an anxiety, like I can't control my mind. So it forces your mind to focus on the body.
Right.
And then you can calm down and then go back.
They were showing the graphs on that, in the brain graphs, where you were the first half before the meditation, you were in kind of a confused state or an unable to focus state. And then the middle state was kind of just made it seem like a relaxed state. And then the third state afterwards seemed like a focused state that it kind of put the patients in. So, hey, it could be something you could use, just a 5-minute meditation and get back to it, just a little sitting down, relaxing, thinking clearly to relax every part of your body, the breathing. Is there a fourth one?
Yes, there's, well, he didn't talk about it in his review, so I don't guess he researched it, but alternate nostril breathing is another one. If you want to do it, it's a little bit more in depth, but you bring your palm in front of your face, and then you want to take the pinky and the thumb, and you start with the pinky side open and take a breath, and then close, and then exhale out the thumb side, and then you go back and forth. So if you think about it, when you switch, if you forget what's going on, when you switch sides, you're going to start with the exhale and then inhale, and then switch, exhale, inhale. And if you want to add a count to it, 4 inhales, and then hold the breath for a count of 6, and then an exhale for a count of 2. So inhale 4, hold 6 counts, and exhale 2 counts.
Yeah. So that's really good for yoga practice. And that's how you generate the energy up and down your spine.
And it integrates the left and right hemisphere of the brain.
Right. So as you breathe in, you send the energy up your spine. And as you breathe out, you send the energy down your spine and kind of make a circular pattern. And that definitely can help heal and energize you during yoga.
Yeah, practice. It's calm energy.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Indeed. Very cool. So check out Andrew Huberman's show, and some of his information is just crucial. I think it's one of the most important shows for old people like me.
The theme of trauma is used a lot in discussions about pandemic stuff and whatever. So a lot of people are more familiar with the vagus nerve concept of toning it. So you've got the stress response, which is fight, flight, freeze. And then by doing the breath work, you tone the vagus nerve to stimulate the rest and digest
Interesting.
part of the nervous system.
Well, you're one yoga expert. Listen to you. Very cool.
I'm crazy. I got to use it myself.
I guess so. Very cool. Well, this has been a very interesting Dubbcast indeed. Do we have anything else we need to mention in here? Do you got any more news or anything? I think we're good to go, huh?
Oh, I do have some news.
What's that?
If you're local to Wilmington, on Monday nights at the same building I was telling you about earlier, the same place the recovery yoga happens, there's a free meditation at 6 o'clock.
And what's the building?
It's the Hope Recovery Faith Community at 3403 Winston Boulevard. And if you want more information about that, check out Fronting Life on Instagram. And there's also in the same building, the Spiritual Soul Center meets there. And on, I think it's the third Wednesday of every month, but I'll give you the date for sure. They have a healing night where they have different alternative health practitioners come in, like Reiki. They had a shaman journey.
Very cool.
This month, they're doing the theme on breathing, breath work.
Wow.
So if you want to put some of this into practice with some support, it's at 7 o'clock at the Hope Recovery Faith Community Center.
Y'all are really putting it together over there. That's very cool. Well, I look forward to having all those guys come out to the show next Thursday. Don't miss the show next Thursday at the Alcove. All the friends will be out. I want to get everybody out there before it gets too cold. Come on out and dance with us at the Alcove next week on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Don't miss the simulcast, Dubbcast on Saturday night with all the new material. And big love and unity to all the good friends out there. Thank you guys for tuning into the Dubbcast this week. We'll be back soon to give you some good vibes and irie-ites. All right? All right. Enjoy your evening. Big love and unity from the Dubb. See you soon. Oh, yeah. Shot. Raga soul. The Dubbcast is brought to you by Carl Heverly Surf and Live CBD. Check out Carl Heverly Surf at carlheverlyshapes.com and Live CBD uptown in Wilmington, North Carolina in the Castle District. One love and unity from the Dubb. See you next week. Well, that is our show for the week. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Had a great time hanging out with Mizz Beats today. And I learned a lot about the breathing techniques and the meditation techniques that she knows. It was a good time indeed. Hope you guys enjoyed it yourselves. Don't miss the Saturday evening broadcast. This Saturday night, 8 o'clock, we'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all your favorite Selah Dubb channels. Going live at 8 o'clock with all the brand new material, as well as next week, November 17th, we'll be here in Wilmington at the Alcove. Jamming live at 6 o'clock. We'll be broadcasting as well. So everybody comes out for that. It's the last show of the season at the Alcove. All right, we hope everybody enjoyed the show. And you have a good evening and take those vibes and spread them all around. Big love and unity from the Dubb. Talk to you soon. This is the Dubbcast.